everyone. It's Bronnie here again for another day in Bronnie's world, and it's day 1014, if I'm correct. Yep. And it's Wise Wednesday here in Bronnie's world. Today, I have a really lovely special guest. I have got to know this young man. He might be older than me, but it doesn't matter. We're all young, right?
Yeah, we are. We are.
But I have got to know him really, not really well, but well over the last 12 months or so, hasn't it, Douglas?
Yeah, that's
we were brought in together into a group to develop a few things, and then into another group, and through that we have become pals or mates, whatever you want to say. And we help each other, and that's what I love about our longevity family, is we help each other. And yes, Douglas is part of that. So here in Bronnie's world, I wanted to bring Douglas to you because he has, I think, an amazing story. He has been through a lot in his life, particularly health issues. I just wanted to give you all a bit of an encouragement, and for him to share his story, where he's from, what he's done. I just discovered today he's also one of 8 kids. I didn't ask him if he was number 6, though, like I am. Are you really?
Number 7.
Oh, you're number 7. There you go. So with no further ado, I'm going to hand the floor over to my dear friend, Douglas Fremlin. Look, you know.
I just say the easiest way to remember Bronnie is Gremlin. Just put an F in front of it.
Oh, gremlins, I know how to say that. It's all right. Normally I could say it, but sometimes Bronnie gets tongue-tied because that's just how I am. It's, you know, dyslexia takes over. But anyway, and I think you have an interesting story, particularly from your career point of view and stuff, and where you've come from, the little tidbits that, should I tell them or you tell them?
I'll tell them.
Okay, well, there you go, Douglas. Handing it over to you, and let's get to know a little bit about this friend of mine whom I actually adore.
Well, Bronnie, thank you so much. I mean, coming to Bronnie's world, I've seen so much with what goes on in Bronnie's world, and how you've managed to maintain to 2014. I take my hat off to you, lady. I really do. And it's so nice to have you as a friend. Look, across the board with me, I met Bronnie about a year ago, and the whole idea of making the shift of what I did, first up, let me just backtrack. I'm a certified holistic health coach. I'm 64 years old now, and I decided to take that challenge on this year. And funny enough, Bronnie's saying a Wise Wednesday. It was a very wise Wednesday that I made that one phone call to one man who pulled me back into the fold of understanding that it wasn't anything that was happening, except it was a matter of timing. Everything that we do in life is timing. So there's one of the wise tips for a Wednesday. If you think that you're going to do something, set a time, set a goal, set a date. You don't do that, you won't reach it. Okay. Why I'm saying that is because I was in a similar situation. I went through chemotherapy in 2012, 2013. And the mainstay of that was something that happened. I didn't really know 5 days prior. Cancer came along and I was diagnosed with pretty much worst case scenario. At that stage, I was mantle cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3 aggressive. I didn't know last week, but today I found out, let's say. So it was 7 days from the time we had reports that I realized something was seriously going wrong. And then from there, I took that opportunity to see what else I could find. Holistic medicine has always been a part of my life. So for me, I chose to go down that path. But 2.5 weeks later came the final diagnosis. They gave me 3 months. It had been moving so fast in my body. What was wise about the whole thing for me was just saying to myself, look, I know all my life, holistic medicine has helped. I know for a fact that proper nutrition was always the key. That's what I got told from the time I was about 3 years old. From 4 years old, I used to walk with my grandmother, getting some of the bits and pieces that she used to collect, the herbs, the bark from the trees, the leaves from the trees, and make her potion. So I grew up with all of this. what I looked at across the board was to turn around and say to myself, hey, you can do this. You can make it through chemotherapy. So I went backtracking, studying. I researched every single moment. Right in the middle of chemotherapy, my research had delved into the point where me doing a psychology degree right in the middle of chemotherapy. I had 2 websites to design, and you think that man upstairs was going to take me? No way. I wasn't ready for it. I went in on a Monday for the first dose of chemotherapy. Come Wednesday, I was ready to fire up, and there was nothing that was going to stop me. All I wanted to do was to tell people how easy it can be getting through. Yeah, it's a rough journey, people, don't get me wrong. It's a tough, tough journey. But when someone says to you, you have 3 months to live, the first thing that happens to you is you go, oh, panic, panic, panic. What am I going to do? I've got so much time. I have so much to do. I go, oh God, what am I going to do? And the head goes like this. For me, I took that step back and thought the only way that I could do anything with this was research, learn, knowledge. Knowledge for me has been one of the biggest power plays throughout my entire life, meaning that I started studying when I was 4 years old. By the time I was 15, I had 2 degrees in music, and I was well and truly on my own, on my way to getting my teaching degree, which I concluded when I was 15 years old as a teacher. I'd only been studying violin for 5 years. Okay, so that willpower that drove me forward with regards to getting my music then is the same thing that drives me today. One of the most important things that I've come to realize is that if you sit down and let somebody else make a judgment on your health, you're not really taking care of health at all. So for me, I looked at the same thing, and it was research, Bronnie. Everywhere I went was research, research, research. And the psychology part, I came to understand afterwards that if you walk into chemotherapy and you're 89% sure that you're going to make it, you're not going to make it. If you're 90% sure, you're not going to make it. You have to be 99% sure that you are going to make it. The positive attitude is the first thing that you must approach. And I realized that going through chemotherapy, doing a degree. So that to me, Bronnie, was one of the fascinating things. I mean, to understand the headspace when you go into it. When I got told, I sat back and I thought, my goodness me, I've got 3, most people, when they come to those sort of decisions in life, you have anything as a choice. It's always a split 2 ways. You either do or you don't.
Yeah.
With me, I had one split. The do was to go with chemotherapy. Either which way, it could have killed me or it could have saved me. If I went with holistic medicine, either which way, it could have killed me or saved me. And then I looked at the options there and I thought, well, if I don't do option 1 and I don't do option 2, what else have I got? Doctors told me pretty clear, 3 months I'd be gone, and I wasn't prepared for that because I had so much more to give. I had so much more of my life that I needed to share with people. And one of the things that I saw was that being able to study and research as much as I had done became a second thing. I joined up with a company called Longevity, and for me, the amount of knowledge that I gained further on top of what I knew was insurmountable. Every single day. You can call it a wise Wednesday, but I tell you one thing, if it's not wise about you taking on learning about proper nutrition and how it can actually help you, you'd be sitting in the wings like I was. And that 3 months that I was given, that was in 2012. I was supposed to be gone by December 2012. Well, guess what? I followed the rule. I did what I did for myself only because that's what I was taught from when I was a child.
Well, I'm glad you did. Otherwise, I would never have got to meet you.
I got taught always the case. Look at Mother Nature, because God created the body. He created all the herbs and everything else to help us through when we ran through troubled times. That's what I was taught from a child. And I see that now, looking for something to try and take me down that path. The wisest thing that I could ever suggest to anybody on any platform, social media, personal, even a phone call, do yourself a favor. Understand what the body really is all about. That's one of the wisest things you could do, because if you think you've got problems with your health and the doctor's going to fix it for you, I know for a fact that's not going to happen. If you want to know why, please do me a favor. Bronnie will show you how to find me. I've got a story and a half about mishaps, but hey, I don't hate the medical system. They have their place. I know that as well too. But take your own health. It's your life. It's your health. Take it on board yourself and do something about it. You have to. If you don't, you'll be sitting in the wings like I was, wondering what the heck was going on. And for me, I was given 3 months. Some people get 2 years before they say goodbye to life. And those 2 years, you've got plenty of time to do something about it. If I can do this in 3 months, you can do it too. And that's the way I look at it. So the wise thing that you could possibly do about yourself, take in your hands your life. Take into your hands your health. They're the only two things that you've got. One of them falls down, that's you gone. So the wise part about this whole conversation really comes down to one crunch. Your health, your life. It's you. It's you. And you don't change that. You don't make a change thinking that there is a possibility there somewhere that proper nutrition can help you. Let me tell you, you are wrong. You are so wrong. They gave me 4 to 6 years to last after chemotherapy. That was in 2013. We are now at 2022, and I'm the healthiest that I've ever been in my life, thanks to many things. But let me say, thanks to proper nutrition. That's all I can say. So make the jump, people. Make the jump and have a look at something a little bit new. If you don't jump out of the square, you'll be sitting in the same box. And as I say to my people, if you don't jump out of the square now, you'll still be paddling the same canoe that you were paddling last year. When it comes to your health, sometimes that paddling that same canoe, you may not see next year. So take that opportunity. You only get one chance. Life gives you one chance.
We have one life, let's live it.
That's true fact, Bronwyn. Absolutely true. I mean, this is the whole thing. We take for granted sometimes, and we seem to think that everybody else knows best about us, but in actual fact, they don't.
No.
You know, so much that we need to do. I'm working with you and seeing some of the most amazing things that have come out from you as well too. And the stories that we see across the board with everyone, the amount of people that we actually help, the amount of people that we work with regards to helping. We can't say heal. Doctors can't say that. Nobody can. Not even I.
No.
Not even I. Not even the docs that I work with specifically can tell you there is anything that can be healed, but it can be helped. And you can live a long and healthy life. How do you do that? Simple. Learn about proper nutrition, because nutrition will fix you. Take the vitamins, take multivitamins and keep on doing it. But without nutrition, the vitamins won't work. So it's like having an alphabet that goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it stops. We're going to ask, where's the rest of it? My question is, you should be asking the same. Where is the rest of it? The knowledge I'm talking about that we should have been taught, that proper nutrition can actually help you. Go to a doctor, your nutrition level is down. He'll tell you your nutrition is down. But can he tell you how to do it? Can he tell you how to fix it? And I'll tell you this now, not after 1 hour of study that they spend, can they teach you to do what you need to learn about your body. So look, take time out. You know, it's a Wednesday. Make that Wise Wednesday your Wise Wednesday. Take that opportunity and learn just that little bit more about what health is really all about, because the body is this most amazing thing. And what we do is we attack it at cell level. And by doing that means that the body is getting healthy from the inside out, allowing Mother Nature to do what she's supposed to be doing. All we've got to do is feed it the right information, feed it the right food, give it the right tools to be able to do what it does. And if that was to be the case 4 to 6 years ago, I'd be dead by now. If I had believed what doctors told me when I was going through chemotherapy, I'd be dead by now. But my God, here I am, having the best time in my life.
Well, I must admit, Douglas, I actually feel healthier and younger now at 63 than I did when I was in my late 20s.
Yep.
So, and I had, you know, well, I was pregnant with our 4th in my late 20s. So I had all my kids in my 20s. So yes, because she was born when I was 29, the year I turned 30. And it's, you know, and it comes down to nutrition. I mean, at 25, I was paralyzed.
Can I just pass you a little bit of, it was something that happened to me when I came out of chemotherapy, Bronwyn.
Yeah.
My sister put me on to some of the products with longevity, and most of it was the big power punch for the immune system, which is what I was looking for. So I went down that path, and 19 months later, I didn't take any medication that they'd suggested that I should be taking, but yet my body was healthy. But they told me that, no, it's not. So I said to my doc, hey, doc, can you do me a favor? I need to run my tests again. Can you do that for me? And he said, yeah, why? What seems to be the problem? I says, well, I've not been taking your medication, but I'm feeling really, really healthy. I need to know where my body's at. Do you think we could do that again? So we ran. The first one was my lungs. The last test that I had was at 53% capacity. That's my breathing capacity. Within 19 months, I had it to 94%. So I went to the Mater Hospital here in Brisbane. They ran the tests, and I had to laugh afterwards. She said, Mr. Fremlin, I think we have a problem with our machine, because previously your rating was at 53% capacity with what you had done, but today it's 94%. We've got a problem with our machine, so we're going to send you to the Royal Brisbane. So I go to the Royal Brisbane 2 weeks later. They run the same test, and again, it comes up at 94%. And they said, there's something seriously wrong. What are you doing? And I says, proper nutrition. That's all I've been doing. I've not taken any meds for the last 2 years. All I've been doing is proper nutrition. And she said, no, that can't be so. But anyway, if that's what's working for you, you go home and live a good life. And I did.
And you still are.
And I still am very, very healthy and feisty, ready to go for anybody else who wants a good box up, you know. The other part was the heart issue, getting told that, you know, I had major heart issues. Then all of a sudden, here I am. I was supposed to be dead according to my cardiologist, but I'm here. He said to me, how did you make it happen? I told him proper nutrition. He said, I don't care what it is. Your heart is as young. And at that particular stage, I was 59 years old. He said at that particular stage, he said, your heart is as young as a 40-year-old. You've been through chemotherapy. Your heart doesn't even reflect that. Your whole system, cardiovascular system, doesn't even reflect that. He said, so what are you doing? Again, I said, proper nutrition. He says, if it works for you, it works for you. Whatever it is, go home and live your life. We're going to pull the catheter out now and suggest that you just go home. There's nothing wrong with you. But in the meantime, 2 years prior, all these meds that they were giving to me, I dropped into the bin. I filled the script out to keep the system happy, but I threw it in the bin. But I stuck my guns to proper nutrition, and that was what helped me through. It was knowledge that helped me through. So one of the wisest things that I could say to you today on Bronnie's wonderful Bronnie's World on a Wise Wednesday, take time out of life. Take time out of life and understand what nutrition is, because that's what the body is. From the very core, your very cell, from the mitochondria to the DNA that it protects on the inside, all of it is based on nutrition. Without that, the cells don't work. Without that, the blood doesn't work properly. The body doesn't work properly. So Wise Wednesday, study nutrition a little bit. Take time out for yourself. It's your life.
Yes. And we have a great certified holistic health coaching course too, that for a very limited time, and they're going to flick the switch any moment and the price will go up. But at the moment, you can get it for US dollars, 99 per year or $9.95. For this flick, I've checked before, come on, they haven't flicked the switch yet, because after that, it'll go up to it's actually worth $3,000 US, this course, right? And for a limited time, we can get it at this cheaper price, which is pretty amazing. And it will stay at that price for you if you get in before they flick that switch. That's handy to know. So it's yeah.
Don't forget the code that I think they gave us from IWH as well too. Hey guys, Bronnie's a health coach from IWH. So am I, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah, we both are. And that's one thing that we've learned so much about nutrition, that both of us being, you know, I grew up on a dairy farm and stuff, and, you know, it's sort of natural stuff. It's trying to do things natural. And yes, Dad had used chemicals at points and stuff, but I mean, everything's a chemical when you think about it. So is water.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, my mum used to always search for natural ways because she was allergic to any medication the doctors gave her anyhow. But anyway, but there's one thing you didn't touch on that I know about you, Douglas, and that you told me you used to be an opera singer.
I went through my final studies. I actually carry a master's degree as an opera singer, Bronnie. So I was at that stage where I came out of it. Funny enough, I'd been singing all my life since I was probably in my 10, 11. I started singing. I was in a choir, and it was then called the Junior Orpheus Choir. The Orpheus Choir is an extension from the Glasgow Orpheus Choir. And one of their senior sopranos was the conductor, and also I call her the upstart, but she was really, really lovely. She taught me through singing. And then by the time I got to high school, in my second year of high school, I got involved with musical theatre, and also because of violin, got involved with the orchestra. So I used to play in the orchestra every single morning for school assembly. And then I used to always, at that particular stage, I got invited to join the National Secondary Schools Orchestra. I did, as second violinist and viola soloist. And by the time I'd been with them I was just over 15, I got invited to join the orchestra going on tour through Fiji and the Cook Islands, just to take a small orchestra. Well, a small orchestra, I'm saying it was an 88-piece school orchestra that went on tour.
Which is not really that small when you think about it.
No. In a
especially
national...
as you said, you grew up in Fiji, so.
And here I was, a little boy going from Fiji in, goodness me, 1969. Back in 1974, I made that tour. So I had gone from 69, being a young puppy, still 9, 10 years old, going from Fiji. 5 years later, at 15, I'm the leader of the orchestra for the National Secondary Schools Orchestra and viola soloist by the time I was 15 years old. By the time I got to 20, I was already involved in many theatre companies. 25, the same thing, I maintained theatre company. And then, funny enough, at 39 years old, at my prime old age, I decided I was going to conclude finishing up what I started out. I had a bachelor's degree, but I needed to take it that one step further. So I did my master's. And I did that at 39 years old. So it's never too late to do anything at that particular stage. I wanted to go and do my professorship, but then, of course, cancer came along and took all of this away from me. All the soft tissue got on my vocal cords got tramped out. But I am getting the voice back, and it has taken 10 years now to get it back. But yeah, no, singing for me, music for me. I grew up with music, Bronnie. You walk around the little township where we used to live, and there is no uncertain terms. One person could start singing and everybody would break out into harmonies. You'd have this music all around you all the time.
It's kind of actually, it's you say that, and when you think, I haven't been to Fiji, it's a place that I would like to go to.
Yeah.
But just with the movies and stuff, and we know how with the movies they do things up, but even documentaries, you often see that it's like they're always singing. And so you can just imagine that, and saying, well, I have a Welsh background and they do the same, but sort of it's sort of kind of, yeah.
No room for sadness, just a lot of happy sounds. And that was the brilliant part about growing up as a child in Fiji.
Really. Yeah, but it's what you imagine, isn't it? It's what I imagine. You lived it.
I say to people, Bronnie, growing up in Fiji, with me, if you walk out the front of Mum's garden, turn right, there was the golf course, cane fields everywhere. You had the mountains, the waterfalls on one side behind you. Then you turn left and you go down to the end of the street. You had the river on one side, the ocean on the flip side. So I had all of that to grow with. Finishing school at the end of the day, for a lot of kids now, they go home, they pull out these things like cell phones and they go tap, 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 tap. For us as kids, it was playing hide and seek in the cane fields, or going up to the waterfalls, or going and getting guava for my nana to make jams and things like that, or going down to the beach and going to a little bit of fishing.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff about life, yes.
There's nothing real fun about this, really. Okay, we use it a lot, and it's the way the world has gone, but
it has.
It's it doesn't replace that adventure and fun that you know.
This funny enough, I tried to calculate the other day. This cell phone of mine's pretty decent size. I reflected back to my very, very first computer back in 1981, before computers even became popular. I would need 85,000 of those PCs to fit into this box, and I don't think my office would be big enough to fit them.
I don't think mine would be either.
85,000 of my old phone, my old computer, which was a box, big box, and all it had was floppies, but the memory that was in there, I could fit 85,000 times into this. So the progress that has happened from then till now, I went through the 95 thing with Microsoft Media. I was one of their key trainers in New Zealand. I took that on board, and I've been a Microsoft person for a very, very long time, only because of the tools and the facilities that they gave us back then. But to see the development of how fast we've grown with technology and what technology has actually done means that you and I can sit here and talk about what it is that we do, not only just from you and I, you and Tari and me in Brisbane, but this automatically can go directly to anywhere in the world now.
Absolutely.
At an instant, it's in the world. Once upon a time, I'd send an email and I'd have to wait and wait. It's downloading. Well, yeah, I know, but wait and wait and wait.
3 days later, it might go.
Try and download a modern video back then, and I guarantee your computer would go and it'll be dead.
Well,
Yeah,
back in the day when I was growing up, you just had to write letters. Well, you the same. Pen and paper.
That's it. So,
Snail mail, as they call it.
That's it. Snail mail. It was a proven point. Funny enough, in Fiji, they tried the post, a letter. And in Fiji, which I sort of referred, sort of funny, I sort of referred to the Fijian drums because that's what they use for messaging. They sent a letter from the capital, Suva, and it was to go around the main island back to Suva again. The message was exactly the same in drum format. So they beat their drums. They transferred the message from village to village. Within 1 day, the message was back in Suva. Within 7 days, the letter arrived back in Fiji. So sending a message with one of these things is as fast as the Fijian drums used to be.
There you go, you see?
There you go. We've modernized from drums to this, but same pattern. Yeah, Ronnie, you are so right.
Because if you couldn't read the drums, you know, the music, you wouldn't know what the message said, would you?
It was Morse code before Morse code became Morse code.
Yeah, there you go. There's a tongue twister for you.
Things have changed dramatically. A lot of things have happened in life, and it's so good when you can actually sit down and share with people, Bronnie, at an instant across the board throughout the world, and just say to people, hey, you know, there are things out there that can make life a lot easier for you. And the opportunity that we had walking into YGY, into longevity, wasn't just about health and wellness. I mean, it was originally for me, but the health part was what I tracked down. But what our doc promised us was the health and wellness part. And we work on a mission. The basic mission for me is to get that one person healthy every day, to keep them on what we call our 90 for life. Why is it so important? Well, these are the things that the doctors don't tell you about that you actually need daily, because you can't get it from foods anymore, can you, Bronnie?
No. Well, and you can't. Our bodies don't produce minerals. We have to put them in.
Yep.
And that's what's missing. It's just so missing.
And they say, according to FDA, you need around 60 nutrients to keep you healthy on a daily basis. I know for a fact that everything that goes into hydroponics only has 3 nutrients.
Yeah.
So these are the fertilizers that are supplied by the companies that are registered by FDA, who say 60 you need, but you only need to put 3 in fertilizers because it saves money. 1 to make it pretty, 1 to capture and hold the sun's energy, and the other 1 to make it grow. What else do you need? Well, where's the other 57 to keep you healthy?
Yeah. Well, as Doc Wallach would say, you actually need 90.
You do.
So
you do. And here
for ultimate optimal health.
Yep.
Get my tongue around that.
Here in Australia now, there are 2 main green belts that we actually deal with. One of them is just north of where I am in Brisbane. The other one's not too far from where you are, in that northeastern districts from Melbourne, that whole Sale area where the greens are. This is where our nutrition lies, because a lot of the stuff that we grow now, we take our green is really good for the body. We all know that. But in the green department, it makes no difference which way you look at it. There is only in Australia in particular, 50% of the nutrition left in the soil to be able to feed the plant. So if they say you need kale, and you have kale that's grown on a farm, if it only has 50%, you need 2 times the amount. What happens when you start to eat 2 times the amount? All starts to happen. The brain is what I've learned, I think, Bronnie. The brain tells you what you need. And it's the brain that you've got to listen to. You know, you can't just keep on feeding your body all the time, because, you know, so many of us, we've captured onto this idea that the body's hungry, go and eat, the body's hungry, go and eat. Feed yourself nutrition, and that diet just walks out the window straight away, because the body's got what it needs.
That's right. The best diet you can give yourself is nutrition, proper nutrition, and the 90 essential nutrients and minerals and fatty acids and that we need every day, including our animals too, anything with a vertebrae.
And you won't find that in vegetables or animals these days, because that's all been taken away from them. We keep our animals healthy with more medication. They feed 80% of our medication to animals. So, you know, it's like we say to ourselves, we don't eat medication. Do you eat meat? You take medication, because that's what they feed them.
Yeah.
They give the animals the best food to keep them alive, to keep us alive. But at the same time, to keep us alive, to keep us sick. I don't know. We both
circle, isn't it?
We both, yeah, exactly, Bronnie, exactly. We both looked at it from one point. I think the perspective that we both looked at it from was we both had critical health that we needed to attend to, and it needed to be done, in my case, right now. I dealt to it. I had to, and the only way I could do that was to go and look and research. And for me, along the lines of everything that I've been taught inside longevity, I knew at 13 years old, there was going to be some tool that came along. There was going to be something that we could rely on that could keep us healthy ongoing on a daily basis. And if 2 cups of coffee, the cost of 2 cups of coffee per day to keep you healthy for life means a lot, how much do you respect your life? That's the question.
Yes, that's right. Well, as they say, if you don't take time to look after your wellness, you'll be forced to take the time to look to take care of your illness. So just goes to show. And it's also easier to, what's that other saying? It's better. Slipped my mind.
It could be along similar lines of, are you sick of being tired, or are you tired of being sick?
Yeah, with that. Yeah, no, it was sort of like, I was thinking, oh, look, I'm not even got it. It's right there on the tip of my tongue, and it won't come out. Take my tongue out. You know, oh, dear. But I can't get the start of it, but I can hear the end of it, but it just won't come. Well, that's just what happens here.
It does. That's how things are, bro. But it'll catch up. We'll get this opportunity to, in conversation, maybe even now, that little thought, that little tip of the tongue, all of a sudden might come out with a spearhead. Who knows? When it does, let go, and I'll shut up.
Be careful saying that.
Don't you worry. I'm very, very alert to that one there. So yeah, cool.
Oh dear, but yeah, but anyway, it's better to something is better than the cure. What is it? No. Anyway, in other words, if you need to stay, it's easier to stay healthy than what it's going to cost you and affect you to fix yourself.
Yep. And it's not. I see what you're saying there, Brahman, and it's not just a dollar value. You know, I mean, this is one of the things that I'm finding. A lot of people are putting a dollar value on their lives. It's not a dollar value.
Yeah.
You know? Life was given to you for a reason. There was a purpose that you were here, born for. So many don't get that opportunity to pop out of mum's womb, but you did. Everybody did. Yeah. And we live that day-to-day routine, if we don't share the purpose that we are actually here for, or let alone spend time in life finding out what your purpose is. If you don't do that, you'll never understand life. And that's one of the hardest things that I came to see. If I didn't know, I mean, look, there's 24 letters that I have behind my name from study. And all I say when people ask me, I don't go bleep, 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 masters, and bleep, 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 diploma, bleep, bleep, bleep. I don't do that. My name's Doug. I'm healthy. I've been taught. I have knowledge. You want it? It's yours for free. I'll share it. That's the way I look at it, you know? And when it comes down to proper nutrition, the one thing that I know is that my search from 13 years old to find one range, one thing that could actually help me, the only thing that I found was Doc's message, was the only thing that helped me ground myself to learning more and more, doing the IWH course as well too. And if you're going to do the IWH course, by the way, in your message when you sign up, save 50. You got to put save 50 in there.
Or that's not until it clicks over. If they get in before it clicks, they can still get it for $99 US dollars a year, or $9.95, I think it is, or $9.99 per month. They haven't clicked the switch yet. I checked that.
Oh, cool.
And so, and the reason for that is the affiliate link that we will get when they flick the switch, so that we can pass on to everyone.
Right.
There's a little, it keeps playing up. So until they've got that right, they won't flick the switch, because they want it to be right from the start. And that's an advantage to all of you out there. If you want to learn more about nutrition from a holistic point of view, and it's not just nutrition, they teach you, it's spelled with a W for a reason, because we look at the whole body, mind, body, and soul, and financially. And so it's everything, because we have everything. Life's about everything. It's not about just your health. It's not just about your wealth. You know, you can't have one without the other. They go together.
Yeah, true, Bronnie. And this, you see, one of the things that I'm also learning as well too, there's a lot of people that came on board to do the IWH course, which to me, I would send anyone there if you want to know about it. Even a mum wants to know how to keep her family healthy. For $99, the amount of information that you actually get to keep your family healthy, God, it's insurmountable, you know, insurmountable to anything that you could ever get. And is it hard? No, it's not hard. Everybody walks the distance with you. You know, if you're a little bit slow catching up, that's okay. When you complete the course, you get your diploma. That's just how things are. You get your little certificate that says you've done the course, but forget about the certificate. It's the knowledge that you pick up along the way, not just to help yourself, but your family, people around you that you could actually work with as well too, to say to them, hey, have a look at this. This is what I've learned. And you know, people, for 108 years now, we've never been given the opportunity to learn something new, to take that step. And at $99, goodness me, how could you not say no when you've got this huge world of information that comes to you about your health, your life, not just yours, your family as well too. So the key behind this whole thing, and my push, Bronnie's push, to get you guys even thinking about looking at IWH, has nothing else to do with money except your health, your family's health. You is what it's all about.
And we have a lot of, I suggest it to a lot of my clients to do it for their own knowledge. If they don't want to be a health coach, that's fine, but they do it for their own knowledge and they feel better for it. And suddenly they find they're sharing it with their friends and family, because it's so powerful and it's such a beautiful community. And whatever they stay, you know, keep their, what do you call it, their membership up. So the $9.95 per month or $99 per year US dollars, they'll have access to that course and they can go back at any time and relook at it. And as things are added, they can study that again. So you know, it's ongoing.
You know, I've got to say this, Bronwyn, when I think you did the pilot course as well too, didn't you? The first one in 2020.
Yes, yes, I was in the
Right.
very first class. Yeah.
Same as me as the first class. Now, what I noticed, and I think you may have noticed as well too, in the first class, there was a small amount of GPs, doctors, medical practitioners who were on that course for a reason.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that the 21 course had a lot more. The 22 course, pretty much a half of the people who were learning about nutrition were all medical practitioners.
Oh, yes. We have huge number of medical practitioners, naturopaths.
Dr. Lisa,
Yes,
for example, we have
physiotherapists, chiropractors, nurses, mums, dads, grandparents.
Yep.
Great. Some of them are great grandparents.
Yeah, well, look at me.
They just want to keep on learning, they just, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have a thirst for learning and looking after your health, regardless of your age is no barrier. One of my things, age is no barrier.
It's not.
Do it and get in before they put it up. It'll be, you will not regret it. You and your family will thank you for it. I know, look, people ask me, Bronnie, how do you have so much energy? Well, it's because of my nutrition that I'm getting every day. That gives me my energy. That gives me my thrive and the community. And look, I meet gorgeous people like Doug, but it's the community as well. And if you're hungry for community and you're feeling alone, I'm telling you, come join us, be part of this community, and you will be loved on like crazy, then loved more than you will ever realize. And you might feel a little bit overwhelmed at first. I've had a few people, oh, it's too much. I don't want to be the center of attention. But then after a while, they realized, hang on, someone actually cared about me. Someone actually realized I was on this Zoom, I was in this community. They acknowledged me. How many of us don't get acknowledged? Growing up, I was not acknowledged a lot growing up. So, and I'm not just, not just talking family, I'm talking school and everything. So anyway,
Hi.
Went on a bit then, didn't I?
No, well, it's good. I mean, it's nice to be able to sit down and just open up about a few things, Bronwyn. And what you do with Bronnie's World, even out at 1,014 days, the amount of effort that you've gone through in spreading the word of doc and spreading the word of nutrition, and just basically saying to people, change. You need
Life's what you make it.
Exactly. And
so let's make it great. Let's make it amazing. Or, as I say, be glorious you. That's my goal, is to help everyone to be glorious, to find their purpose and be the best that they can be. And that's what you do, isn't it, Doug?
There was a song once upon a time that I used to sing, to dream the impossible dream, right? Whenever I reflect back onto that song, and I've just started recording some of my stuff again, Bronwyn, just to try and get some music back out there before it goes to a digital master. And for me, always through, to dream the impossible dream, when you think about the song itself, it's this poor old guy, man of La Mancha, but his whole purpose was to defend the world. As insane as he was to defend the world. Well, everyone thinks that I'm insane like this poor old man of La Mancha. But I tell you one thing, to dream that dream, it's definitely not impossible. It's easier now than it ever has been made possible. So go with what we're saying, people, because the opportunity that you actually get in life, there's not many opportunities that come knocking on your door that say, hey, come along, I'll hold your hand and take you. Not many do. But I know for a fact Bronwyn would, I would, and everybody inside our little global family. You're falling down, doesn't matter which way you fall down, there'll be somebody there to pick you up. That's what we do.
Absolutely. And we can do it from anywhere. I'm here in the bush, you're in the city, some are on islands and all around the world. It just blows my mind where I hear some of the people that graduated on Saturday. We just had a graduation on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, their Saturday, it was our Sunday morning here in Australia. There was a doctor from St. Martin's, another place I really want to go.
No, yeah, no, it's nice though, Bronnie. I mean, the spreading of the word and the way we're going out here with people like yourself, myself, who are out there saying to people, you know, it's a matter of change, but you know, it's not so much the fact of accepting it for any other purpose except for your health, for your life. That's what this is all about, really.
Mm.
I mean, you can make money from it if you want to. There is that option as well too. But if that's not what you want, that's okay, as Bronwyn was just saying. That's okay. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is you've made that decision, that first decision. So let me say this. If this is to be a very wise Wednesday, my suggestion is be wise. Learn about nutrition. Take something up that you've got at the moment that would teach you nutrition. The IWH course is the first step. Getting in contact with Bronnie or I is another step. There's so many different options that you could have just with one call, one message, one email. That's all it takes. And if you want change, do that. Change will be in front of you. A lot of you will see me posting about change. Change is important, people, because if you don't change, you won't grow. I mean, you grow in life. Change is natural. That's what Mother Nature does. But when you get to that stage, to be able to make that change for yourself in life, to do that, the only thing that you've got is growth within, more importantly, and growth without. So the IWH teaches you the inside part. It also teaches you the outside part. And it also teaches you the very, very soul of who you are. So this is one of the benefits of this thing. It's not a church. It's not a club of any sort. It's a way of learning new knowledge that could keep your health safe for the rest of your life. If that's not what you want, well, heavens above, you know, if I'd made that choice, I'd be 6 foot under. But I took that option. I took that chance for change. And when I did do it, I saw all the bells and whistles that everybody was telling me about being 6 foot under. Yeah, right. Not so. Here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what do they say? Nothing changes if nothing changes.
True fact.
So, I had to get a tongue twister in like you had there before.
No, it's still the same thing I say, Bronnie, to a lot of people. If you want to be paddling the same canoe next year, keep doing the same thing. Don't change because you'll be paddling the same boat.
That's exactly right. Unless it gets a hole in it, then you'll be sinking. Well, Douglas, I've taken up a lot of your time. Thank you for this lovely, awesome, long chat.
It's been
probably longer than normal for Bronnie as well. But hey, guys, that's what we do here. You know, we just have fun and get to know each other. And hopefully we've made your day better and brought a smile to your face and all that sort of stuff. So here in Bronnie's World, as I always tell you and ask you to do, is to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And when you're hanging around with fun people like Douglas and all our other community, and you're learning more knowledge about your health and what can give you a happier, healthier life to live younger, longer, you, my friends, will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. God bless you all. And I'll catch you again here tomorrow in Bronnie's World. Bye for now.